What's good? What's good? What's good, Panther Nation? Welcome back to Two Fans in the Stands. Live and in living color, I am your favorite couch scout extraordinaire, Tony. And today we are back with our guest co-host, C. Dougie from What's Up, Doug? What's going on, my boy? How you feeling?
Man, good, good, good. Closer to the weekend, closer to getting on this plane, headed back home. Already ready to take some Bojangles, some cookout, and see some good football and let us get our first win this weekend. Tony, your mic went out. There
Oh,
you
my
go.
bad. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Oh, my
sir.
bad.
Yes,
I
sir.
don't know what happened. My bad. Yeah, it would do my soul. I ain't gonna say make me feel good. It would just do my soul a happy dance if we got a victory this week, especially because of the matchup that everybody's going to be talking about: Bryce Young versus CJ Stroud. So,
Yeah.
hey, I'm looking forward to it, man. I hope this coming off this bye week that we get started with that victory for the second half of the season.
Yes, sir. It'll be
All right.
a great start, man. With Thomas Brown being the OC, we finally getting players back um, off the IR. So, like I said, the second half, like you said, let's go ahead and get into it.
Yes, sir. But before we get started, we have something special for our subscribers. We are doing a giveaway here at Two Fans in the Stands. We're giving away two free tickets to Sunday's home game against the Texans. At the end of the live, make sure to make a comment using the hashtag Beat Houston to be eligible for the tickets. We had a very special subscriber. I call him my angel donor that donated the tickets to us. And CJ and I talked the other day. We were just wondering what's the best way to utilize the tickets if neither one of us were going to use them. And he came up with the idea, well, let's just do a giveaway and give them to our subscribers. So that's something that we have been talking about, been wanting to do, and we said that we were going to do once we got to 1,000 subscribers. But like I said, this gentleman has blessed us early, so we want to be a blessing to others. So don't forget to hashtag Beat Houston, subscribe in order to win, turn the post notification bell so you'll be notified of our next giveaway in the future. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's get right into it. So the first thing we're going to talk about, man, listen, we got a long injury report. All right. So I did a thing. This gonna take you back. This gonna take you back to church on Sundays when the
Okay.
pastor said, he gets to reading off the sick and shut in.
Shut in list.
So yeah, we're gonna bring up the sick and shut in list here,
Okay.
and we just gonna go through it real quick. So of course, we got Jeremy Chin. I can say Jeremy Twin. We got Jeremy Chin that's out right now with a quad.
Uh-huh.
Yitor Gross Matos, who's out with his hamstring.
Mm-hmm.
Giovanni Ricci out with the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Von Bell is out with the quad as well. Ian Thomas is out with a calf. JC Horn still out with the hamstring.
Mm-hmm.
Marquise Hayne, who hasn't played not a snap thus far this season, is still out with his back. And of course, we know Shaq Thompson is out for until 2024. That's why you see 2024 beside it. He has a fractured leg, and Brady Christian, who has a torn bicep, and he's out to 2024. So I called it a sick and shut in, right? But when you look at this list of all the people that we have out right now, especially on the defensive side of the ball, does
Facts.
it give you indication or make you, I don't want to say feel better, but make you understand. Let me say yes, that's the word I want to use.
I already know. I
To
already know
really
what to say because
make you
uh,
understand as to why the defense been playing the way they've been playing.
so Tony, whenever Tony and CJ allowed me to be their guest co-host last week, Tony was like, people have to understand. Ain't even talking to Tony behind the scenes. He said everybody wants to put the blame on Bryce and Frank, but when you have these key injuries and when your defense is depleted with injuries, how can you really put all the blame on Bryce and Frank Wright's play calling? Because you can score all the
Right.
points that you want, but at the same time, your defense isn't stopping anybody. But when I look at this list right now, other than three people on the sick and shut in out, the rest are defense. Then also, so
Right.
like, you got Jeremy Chin, YGM, and Giovanni Richie on the IR. So they're going to miss 4 games right there.
Right.
So
Exactly.
also with JC, I like the progress that I heard. Do not rush this man back. It's a hamstring injury. He already had one surgery. I'll say we did something right with this one with JC Horn. You made sure that you don't rush him back because with a hamstring, he's already playing on turf, which we all hate as fans. So
Right.
I think the player that I do think will play is Marquise Haynes. I'm ready to see what the injury report comes out today. He has not played. He's had really 8 weeks to, get that back right. I have a back issue myself, but when that back is out, you can't do nothing about that. I do give more leniency with the injuries, but then that also makes me put blame on Scott Fitterer, where I say Scott Fitterer should have added key depth pieces to this defense and to this team as a whole. Because again, you're shopping at the Dollar Tree, you're shopping at the Dollar General. We all get little knickknacks and get little things from it, but we want to go to the Whole Foods, we want to go to the Publix, we want to go to
Right. Right.
um, like it's
Not the
okay. It's
Publix.
okay. It's okay saying that. But at the same time, now when you look at what we have as injuries, now you look at the roster. Can this roster compete? Where I see my guy Quan talking about CJ Stroud throwing for 300 yards. He does that. I'm walking out. I'll catch an Uber going back to the hotel. That man's not throwing for 300 yards on his defense. But
Oh
it,
man.
it does make sense why the defense has struggled. And I was one of the people that said when Shaq Thompson went down, I thought it would help. But you really see what's really going on now. We've lost too many pieces and too many key players that we need to stay healthy has depleted this defense as a whole.
Yeah, I feel you. But you know what? You hit on something just now that I was going to bring up later. It's like we have so many people on the injury reserve right now, whether they're out for the season, missing 4 games, or however many games they're missing right now. And it seems like everybody that we're signing to either the practice squad or offer somebody else practice squad is like bottom dwelling type players, like the bottom of the barrel. Like
Yes, yes.
you signing guys I ain't never heard of. Never heard of. And as much as I watch college football, the NFL, the combine, and to go through the draft process, and try to keep my ear to different things that's going on, different teams playing. They are signing guys that I ain't never heard of. And CJ said this, it kind of pissed him off during the off season. He's like, why do we keep signing players that other teams don't want?
That's been a
It's
common theme
like
for us.
these guys that come from these other teams and stuff, man. It's like they done been, you know, released or waived or whatever by 3 or 4 teams. But Carolina said, "Oh no, don't go home yet. We got a spot for you over here. Come on, we can make things right for you over here." And it never works out like that. It never works out, man. I'm like that. Not saying that there is so many um star players that's available in free agency or anything like that, but I would just believe that we can do
A
a
lot better.
lot better than what we're doing right now
Yes.
as far as the talent that we're acquiring throughout the season. And it's like I- I'm almost I'm almost of the mindset that to believe that they're like low key tanking, and I don't even like using that word. I really don't like using that word tanking, but that's just how it feels right now because it's like you are 0-6. You
Mm-hmm.
are the bottom of the bottom. You have yet to do anything to improve your roster, to be able to improve your position going forward. And that just kills me. I don't understand it.
So
It,
Tony,
it
I would say
kills me.
this. We said this last week whenever we did the state you guys state of the Carolina Panthers. 5 out of
Right.
22. I don't know if that number is correct, but I know one of your two fans of the stands family in the chat said 5 out of 22 draft picks have hit. That just goes along with the free agency. I'm not gonna say um every free agent that we picked up is trash or hasn't contribute. It's just like what we always say with the dog. Like, a dog can catch a bone any day, or the sun shines on, that saying. But when
Right.
you look at it, Frankie Louvu is one that I look at. He was a special teams ace, and he came to Carolina
Right.
to produce. Von
Right.
Bell, I didn't even know Von Bell was hurt. Von Bell has been great since he's came to Carolina. Once we got Von
Captain.
Bell, I was like, hold on. I'm like, okay, we might be finally, not shopping at the bargain store and trying to go out and get pieces. But then you look at the
Right.
rest of
Exactly.
the offseason, what we did, it's like that's the reason why I say Scott Fitter has to have some type of ownership with the roster that's built as a whole right now. It's too, like you said, look at the injury report. Who can step up for all these players right now? Most of these players are either been drafted by Scott Fitter in a previous regime and have not done anything right now with um, the playing time that they've been alluded and allowed to have in previous years. So that's where I say Scott Fitter, I think we had the 10th best, or it was something like that. And then we kept doing these restructures. Now we're sitting at the second
Right.
best cap space, and what have we done with it? I know a lot of people are saying
Right.
trade for wide receivers. We don't have the capital to trade with them, so now we have to trade players away.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy, man. Listen. I just don't know what the I don't know what to think, bro. It's like I'm tired of trying to figure out a reason for them, and it's like they're not giving a good enough reason to support themselves. That makes sense.
Well, I tell you this will be my second time going back home to a game. And
Yeah.
if it's bad, I gotta come all the way from Texas to go back home, and we have another string like we did week 2. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna react going to New Orleans because I want to go to more games right now, but it's just no reason for it. There's no reason for it.
I understand that. Well, let's jump real quick. Let's go into my next slide here, and we have the transactions that we've made so far this week.
Hey Tony,
So
shout out Donna B, man. I know Donna B is a loyal Panther supporter. She just sent you a super chat, man.
she is, she is. We saw. We're gonna get to it as soon as I get through these transactions. But yes, Donna B, appreciate the super chat. She said, "Can we get a W Sunday?" I know that's right. Hey, I feel you on that. I feel you. I mean, you should have threw some explicitives in there as well, because that's how I'm feeling right now. But hey, hey, I'm hoping. I'm hoping. Okay, so the transactions for this week, man, we signed tight end Jordan Matthews for the second time to the practice squad.
Mm-hmm.
Signed quarterback Jake Luton for the second
Okay.
time
Yep.
to the practice squad. Signed offensive lineman Brett Toth from the Eagles practice squad. We signed outside linebacker Luigi Villain from the Vikings practice squad. Activated offensive guard Austin Corbett from the PUP list, the officially unable to perform list, and released offensive lineman Justin McCray from the practice squad. Now, the only one that I'm excited about on there, and of course, I know you know where I'm going with that, is the activation of Austin
Austin Corbett.
Corbett. I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure he's going to be plugged in into the lineup Sunday. They haven't made that official announcement, but I'm sure it's going to be in there. And I look forward to him getting back, doing what he do. I know, that gruesome injury that he had at the end of the year, but I think
Mm-hmm.
he's going to be primed and ready to get back in there. That adrenaline going to be pumping, that excitement. I think you're going to see a mean streak from him come Sunday. So we want to give a shout out to Kenneth Blair. Oh, wait. For the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, Kenneth. On lunch break, had to say, "Go Cats, go!" Keep pounding, my brother. Like I said, Kenneth is always down with us. Been down with us from the beginning, so we greatly appreciate you and thank you for the super chat, my brother. Okay. So anything about this week's transaction stand out to you?
Yeah. I don't know if people watch what the Vikings did and the story behind their linebacker. They activated him before the game, and he had a good showing against the San Francisco 49ers, which I would call an upset win for the Vikings beating the 49ers. Nobody thought the Vikings were going to
Mm-hmm.
dominate the 49ers like they did. So what they try to do, they try to slick, put him back on the practice squad, and we were able to grab him. I was able to see two of these individuals when I went to the Eagles training camp. Jordan Matthews, he just needs an opportunity. He's a bit body tight end. He's a bit body
Right.
tight end. I think that is an insurance with Ian Thomas being down. So I think that could be interesting. I know how we gave Ian Thomas money. Tommy Tremble hasn't done anything, and we did sign Hayden Hurst. So Hayden Hurst has kind of been quiet, but I think he will be more involved going forward with Thomas Brown calling plays. But Tony alluded to it last week. Like I said, we did a State of the Union. He was saying, "Doug, I really think Austin Corbett is going to come back and help that line." The question I have now is, will it be Cade Mays or Zavala that will take on that right guard position?
I
And
mean
for
the left guard position. I think
yes,
it's Savala.
left guard, my bad, left guard,
I
because
think Savala.
Corbett will be the right guard now. And the reason
Right.
why I say Zavala as well is because of the history between him and Icky at NC State. And I also think Zavala is a better left guard than right guard. And like I said, even though it sounds like it's a familiar position, I think you have to have different technique and instincts as well. And I think the
Yeah.
chemistry with Icky and Zavala will help with that offensive line problem that we have right now.
Yeah. That would definitely be my lineup for the before that would definitely be my lineup going forward. I think Chandler Savala would get that left guard position over Cade Mays, and
Mm-hmm.
Austin Corbett will slide back into that right guard spot. So hopefully, with all that being said, that we'll see some better offensive line play. It wasn't too bad in this last game, to be honest. Not compared to the 5 weeks beforehand.
Correct. That
Quan
I
Quan
ain't
on
gonna
one, man.
I'll let Quan say whatever he want to say. I'm gonna get him. He been man. I like I said, I'm gonna let my guy have it. He knows what I have with Icky. Icky's good in the run game, but he has cement feet in the pass game, and you can fix that. You can fix that. But at the same time, both of our tackles have been doing better than anybody on our offensive line. So I feel like people just have to understand he still is young. This is only his second
Still
year.
a work in progress. Yeah.
It's still his second year. But I also think um um is it Campbell or darn, what's the offensive line name? Um
Who you talking about?
who's our offensive line coach name?
Oh, Camping.
Camping.
David Camping.
Camping.
Yeah.
I think Camping can get that and utilize what his defaults are. But again, he's young. And I understand the frustration with the offensive line because everybody's worried about the health of Bryce. That's just why people say he sucks, he's terrible, all this and that, because they want to make sure we have a solidified left and right tackle where Bryce isn't going to get back there and get devoured.
Quan Quan on one, man. Hey,
Oh,
do
boy.
do 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 Quan is voicing is do he be voicing his frustrations when y'all be doing y'all lives, man, or when
He do.
y'all do y'all
Like I said,
recordings?
I'm not even gonna act like my guy. He's the alter ego that I am right now. I am very
Oh,
optimistic,
okay.
but what the problem is, my optimism has went down. I'm just, it's like a grid going up or going down. I'm just that median line right now because again, it's a new start. You have your
Yeah.
offensive coordinator calling plays. We saw the potential with certain plays, and Quan has been to I think 3 games, 2 or 3 games in person.
Yeah.
So for me, I think on Sunday that excitement is going to be back, but it's going to be yielded back in caution because we really don't know what's going to happen. Like I said, he's a diehard, but he's just frustrated because of it's a rinse and repeat from Matt Rule to Frank Wright right now. It's a rinse and repeat.
I can't fully agree with that right now because it's just we just 6 games into the season.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say it's just a rinse and repeat and Frank Wright is gonna be the same as Matt Rule.
Well, no,
I
that's
can't
not
get
what I
on
was saying.
board.
Tony. I'll say this: I will clear that up. We were fed fool's gold. You act like you know how you go to a gold mine and you think you got some gold when you shake it in the river and it's actually a rock. That's why I would say I think we all were high on the coaching staff. We were high on the acquisitions, not thinking that this is a work in progress. Like I said,
Right,
you if
right,
you really look at it, if I'm not mistaken, the leader in the NFC South only has 4 wins right now. It's either
right.
3 or 4.
That's Atlanta. Atlanta got 4.
So when you look at it, if Carolina comes out the gate right now, a win against Houston, a win against Indy, and then a win against Chicago, you're 3-6 headed into that Dallas game, which people have optimism, but I think Dallas is gonna beat us, regardless if we do come in a
Yeah.
three game win streak. Then there's a possibility based on our division that could you go on a win streak after us because the back end of our schedule is very easy, and they're very winnable. So
Yeah.
I'm,
I will. The coach staff
I'm laughing
is
at his
ready to
comment.
win.
His coaching staff is in a win now.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. I saw it. But look, coming off this week 7 bye, what are you looking for against the Texans this Sunday? Now we're gonna start with the offensive side of the ball first. Give me 3 things that you're looking for offensively from the Panthers against the Texans.
Coaching staff, all jokes aside, Tony has hit me up. Tony watched my state of the Carolina Panthers. Thomas Brown is your OC now. I want to see
Right.
a relationship between Bryce Young and Thomas Brown. Thomas Brown wanted to draft Bryce Young. And that even gives me when I've sat here and thought about it, could Thomas Brown possibly be Carolina Panthers' future head coach? And the reason why I asked that is
Mm,
because when you think about it, if Frank Wright is your coach, why didn't we get CJ Stroud? Regardless of Thomas Brown calling plays for CJ Stroud or Bryce Young, Thomas Brown was headstrong on Bryce Young. So that has me thinking, could this possibly be a interview on the job for Thomas Brown to see how he does with this offense? Could it be that Frank
okay.
Wright could be um, here for maybe two years and transition off what the Washington Redskins are about? I mean, excuse me, I'm sorry, what the Washington Commanders are about to do to Ron Rivera. So that's one thing I really want to see how this team reacts to Thomas Brown's play calling. I want to see how this team reacts, how Bryce reacts to the connection with both of them. And
Yeah.
I want to see this route tree underneath Thomas Brown. I want to also see who's going to be the starting running back. Is it truly going to be a running back by committee? Or is it going to be
Right.
Miles Sanders, Miles Sanders, Miles Sanders? We already saw what Chuba Hubbard was able to do with the opportunities to be the workhorse. I think they're two different backs.
Right.
I think Chuba does have a little bit of more of a behind his run. I do think Miles Sanders is more shiftier than Chuba Hubbard.
Okay.
Um, and last for me, it will be the protection, and we can get into that once we talk about the enemy or the opponent that we're playing with the Houston Texans. We know who their defensive
Okay.
coordinator is, D'Amico Ryans. He was great
Right.
with the 49ers. They attacked this offseason by bringing in um, key position players from the 49ers defense to the Houston Texans, and that defense is real. So I want to see how our
Right.
offensive line does protect Bryce, and I want to see the chess match between Thomas Brown and D'Amico Ryans. That's what I got coming.
Mm, okay. Well, I'm gonna get into mine in a minute. Kenneth Blair, want to thank you again for the $2 super chat. Kenneth says, "Back to work. 23-17 Cats. First win. God bless."
All right.
Hey, that I hope that prediction is true because if we can keep them below their average, which is 18.7 points a game, and we give up 18.8 points a game. So we can keep them below their average. I think we'll have a decent chance. I think we'll have a decent chance if the offense becomes explosive, like everybody is hoping. I think it have a decent chance. We just can't get into a shootout because I don't think that we are built, or equipped for a shootout with anyone. To be
Got
honest,
you.
okay. Now my three things offensively. Number one is better play calling, like you mentioned. Like you alluded to earlier. Thomas Brown is the offensive coordinator now, so we're hoping to see better production on that side of the ball when it comes to calling plays. See a lot more bootlegs, see a lot bit more motion, see a lot more window dressing, get the defense thinking about what's going on. Because anytime you can get the defense to react a half second to a half second slower, people don't realize that's like a 5 second window in the
Yeah.
NFL. You know what I mean? So if you can create that motion, create that guessing game, and they don't know exactly which way or how you're going to hit them, I think we have a better chance at doing that. And as much as I love Adam Thielen uh, doing work right now and, getting his touches and, catches and whatnot, we still need to spread the ball around more. We need to spread the ball around more so it can't be just keyed on one thing because it's starting to look too much like when we had Christian McCaffrey. Everybody knew Christian McCaffrey was going to get the ball some way or another when he was in the game, whether it was running or passing.
Over
So
overutilizing
right,
particular play.
overutilized. Yeah. So I don't want to see it. Like I still want to see Adam Thielen do his thing, but I want to see other people get involved. I want to see Hayden Hurst get involved. I want to see DJ Chalk get involved. I want to see John. I want to see all the guys get involved. I want to see Jonathan Mingo get involved. I want to see Chuba get at least 25 carries. I want to see
25?
what would happen. Yeah. Last game he got 19 carries for
Yeah.
88 yards
Mm-hmm.
against the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Dang, but that's only five more carries. If Chuba can be the workhorse that you and I both think that he can be, 25 carries, it will be nothing. Especially with him right now, his legs are still fresh. He hasn't been worn out, so far in his time in the league. So I just want to see what he can do with being the bell cow.
See, I would say
That's what.
I will say this, and then I'm gonna make a point that I think people need to understand this as well. Going with Adam Thielen, I will say one thing that I look at different teams and teams that are succeeding throughout the season, they just don't have one back. So when you saying 25 carries, it wasn't that he can't do it, but just look at Kansas City, look at San Francisco, look at
Right,
the Miami Dolphins. Look at the Philadelphia Eagles. What are they doing? They have multiple backs. And I think if Chuba, I was going to say if Chuba can get 19 carries and Miles Sanders can get us a good 10 carries per game, I'll take that. I'll take that for the rest of the season. And I think that's what we really need. We need and I'll say this. Think about it. We were known for what? Double trouble. Since Double Trouble has left,
right.
we have not had a great running 1-2 punch. When
No, we
Quinn
haven't.
Williams and Jonathan Stewart were here, people were afraid to play Carolina because they knew you had a change of pace and you had a bat that had power, and he can also run down the field and score maybe a 50 or 60-yard touchdown. That's where I think
Yeah,
Carolina has gotten away from. We are a ground and pound, dirty, put your hand in the dirt type football team. And that's one thing that I think our offensive line is great at as well is run blocking. We're better at run blocking than pass blocking. But a
I
point
agree
that
with that.
a point I want to make as well is when Adam Thielen was interviewed yesterday in the locker room, he said he was blown away by Thomas Brown when he met him. That's one of the reasons why he came to Carolina. It wasn't everybody wants to think it was because of Frank Wright. Everybody respects Frank Wright, but if you go back and you
Right.
look at the clips with Adam Thielen, he deliberately said the reason why he came to Carolina because of the player, the coach, and the philosophy and play calling that he saw Thomas Brown could bring to the Carolinas. So with that,
Hmm.
that's already telling me that something's going to be different. Something's going to be different.
Okay.
I mean, players could just be lying between their teeth, but to me, I don't think Adam Thielen is one of those players that's just going to say what you want to hear. So
Right.
that's why I said I think Sunday is a lot of excitement. We got the Hall of Honor game, but also I think the battle between Bryce Young and CJ Stroud, and I know this coaching staff is going to have a monkey on their back if CJ Stroud just comes into Bank of America Stadium and shows lights out.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. So my last 2 points was, and you already hit on them, so I'm not going to give any no takes on it really because it's basically the same thing. Better protection for Bryce and establish a run game.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see offensively. Okay, because right now, yeah, I want to see a better. I want to see them establish a run game. I want to see them stick with the run game. Let me say that. Not establish. I want to see. Not only do I want to see them establish one, I want to see them stick with it because I think if they would have stuck with it a little bit longer in Miami, not saying that the outcome would have been different, but I think we would have had a better chance, and the score could have been a little bit more closer than what it was.
Well, look at this. Um, what does this game remind you of? We were up 14-0 against who? In Florida just last year. This game, when you really look at it and dissect this game
Hmm.
reminds you of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. You're up 14-0 on a team that did not think that you were going to win. You stopped running the ball
Right.
and you saw what happened.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It gave Tom Brady too many opportunities.
And then
Too many opportunities.
you can't give Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins offense that amount of opportunities. They were already down. And they already said on the sideline during the game, they were getting upset. The defense was getting upset. They had to call huddles multiple times. And then if you think
Right.
about it, we got too pretty. That's the problem. You get too pretty, you up 14-0. What helps the clock? Running the ball. You milk the clock. When you're throwing incompletions, you're stopping the clock every time.
That's
And again,
right.
that's what
That's
happened
right.
in Tampa Bay. I don't know if it's a curse of Florida. When you think about it, we lost to Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay, up 14-0. Had Tom Brady and they're back against the wall. We were about to walk into the playoffs. Look,
Yeah.
we're beating one of the best teams in the NFL, beating a 14-0. They even had, I think Twitter was blown that we were beating them by 14-0. Once they got that first
Hmm.
score, I said, there it is. There it
Yeah.
is.
So defensively, from the defensive side of the ball, what would you like to see the Panthers do versus the Texans? I'm sorry.
Uh Defensively, I need pressure. Um,
Yes.
and I know that's something that I cannot be blinded by because I'm asking something that's probably not going to be able to happen because we don't have the right personnel for this defense to have that. And what I mean by pressure, I mean sacks and stop and run lanes, something that we have not done A1 since day one, week one in Atlanta. We have not been able to stop a run, even if we knew where it was going.
Let me pause you right there. When you say we do not have the right personnel, what do you mean by that?
Hog mileage. Me, you said it last week. I've never used that word until we had our old GM Dave Gettleman. He called them hog mollies. We
Yeah.
don't have a big,
Hog mollies.
we don't have a big real nose tackle that can stop, take a double team, and allow Derek Brown, allow Tuttle, allow Brian Burns. I don't know who's going to be on the Justin Houston. That's a name that I'm
Yeah.
still trying to figure out. We signed Justin Houston for what? And that's no
Right.
disrespect to that man. He has not shown me anything. I'm more upset that YGM is hurt because YGM was producing. He was finally
Yeah.
producing with the
He
opportunity.
was finally
But
producing.
now,
Yeah.
a name that people need to think of. What is DJ Johnson going to do? What is that third round pick that you wasted that pick on? Is he going to finally come in after 8 weeks of the NFL and show us what he can do?
I think we're going to get an opportunity to see a little bit more of him now due to the injuries that we have on the defensive side of the ball, especially at defensive end. I didn't say he's gonna come in and
Okay,
light up the
okay,
scoreboard do damage.
okay.
I'm just saying he's going to be given an opportunity. He's going to be given the opportunity to prove a lot of us wrong. Because
I will
you,
give you
just
that.
as well as I don't expect a lot from him because I don't think he's that good. Let me just flat out say it. I just don't
It's a
think
bus pick, and it's nothing against a young man. One thing I say on What's Up, Doug, or when I'm on with Uncle Quan, my guy, I put myself in my college days as being undergrad coach. I don't like
right,
downplaying a player, and I don't like talking about a player. And that buzzword, it might just be he needs more time. But with a third round pick, most of your third round picks are starting right now, or they're contributing.
right,
And for me, I think it's a bust pick. Not calling him a bust, but it's a bust pick. I'm not going to say
right,
the name that you and I both said that we wish we could have had, but we know where he's at. We know what we
right.
need right now. Look at the injuries
Yeah,
in our backfield right now. Look at our DB room. Look at our safety room. We could utilize that player right now. So that's
yeah,
where if you have coverage on the back end, it also helps your D line as well.
yeah,
So what I'm looking at is this is time for reinforcements, reevaluation, and taking ownership that I have one responsibility. If I'm supposed to hold that gap, I'll take a holding penalty rather than you getting gashed and the hold is only 5 yards, rather than you getting gashed
right,
12 or 15 yards.
right.
Like I said, I mean, penalties are dumb, but you got to think about it as well. Why would I give up a touchdown? Why would I give up that gap? And I know if I don't have that gap, that's a bona fide touchdown. So for
Well,
me,
you
go ahead, Tony.
no, no, no. Go ahead, go ahead. Go. I'm
No,
sorry.
I was gonna just say for my number one and the key cog of this is we have to provide pressure and we have to provide stop and run lanes. Also, I will even say this for people that don't remember when we were talking about it in the back. What does CJ Stroud struggle with? Pressure, pressure throws. That was one of
Yeah,
his key weaknesses whenever we were looking at pre-draft. He does not do well underneath pressure. If you provide pressure
yeah,
during this game on Sunday, then it's going to be a good showing for this defense.
yeah, yeah. Me and CJ was talking the other day, and we did a video back during the not during the preseason, but during the off season when when he first got hired,
Mm-hmm.
and we knew that he was bringing a 3-4 defense
Mm-hmm.
to Ghana, and we talked about that. And one thing I told CJ then with the 3-4 defense, the two most important positions that you got to have when you run a 3-4 defense is a nose tackle
Yes,
and a
sir.
middle linebacker,
Yes, sir.
because that can also be your weakest link is in the middle of that defense,
And
hands
you,
down.
you want to know
That's why.
something? That's crazy because you say that Quan and I did a preview on the defense, and we told everybody we went to a 3-4 before with Phil Snow. What did we see that we did not do with Phil Snow? We did not get the right personnel in the building, and we got
Yeah.
gashed every
Well,
year.
he wasn't running a 3-4. Phil Snow was running that 3-3-5
Well,
defense that they
okay,
run a
now
lot
we
in
can
the
call
Big
it.
12,
Yeah, yeah.
Pac 12,
But okay,
in
but
a
but
lot
then
of these
think about it though,
conferences.
Tony. When you got a three three
Huh?
five, it's not a true 3-4. You still got three down
Right.
line deep. Well,
Right.
I don't know how because you can yeah, because I'm getting
That three.
frustrated. I'm getting
Yeah.
frustrated
Don't.
talking about it because again, we had the money, and one player I was big on was Hargraves. Hargraves went to the 49ers. I promise I'm getting a headache because again, I'm tired of shopping at
Just whoop.
Dollar
Just whoop
Tree.
saw. Just whoop saw, bro.
But Tony, it's been happening since Scott Fitter has been the GM. We have shopped at
Yeah.
Dollar Tree and Dollar General for too long. We had the money to get the personnel that we needed this offseason. I'm not saying so. I will say this: the Miles Sanders, I would have loved to still have Miles Sanders. Nah, I wash my hair. That's
They
just I got
clowny.
the rag on. That's
They
just I got
clowny.
the rag on today because I wash my hair and I'm getting a haircut tomorrow. So that's the reason why I got the do rag on, man. But man,
Oh God.
it just has me like discombobulated because we could have got so many different players that could have helped this team. And I look at different players that we were able to sign with contracts. Um, what is his name? I cannot. He used to play for the Eagles, and I said I'm going. I just like I said, Hargraves was one. He is a nose tackle that we could have used here. He's a nose tackle that we could have used.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to think of. I'm not saying go get the farm or sell the farm, but it was just like I said, for you to have that amount of money, and we were not aggressive. Yeah, you got key pieces to help Bryce Young, but what is there if you have an offense, you don't have a defense to stop? Tony alluded to that last week. You can
Right.
score all the points that you want, but if your defense can't stop anybody, what does that help? And what do we know
We
wins you games in the NFL? Defense.
we're gonna touch on that here in a few minutes. But let me get back to what I was saying was, when me and CJ was talking, we was talking about, the nose guard and the middle linebacker being two key pieces that you needed in this 3-4 defense. And I knew that they were going to eventually add to the line. Now this is this is during the off season. This is before the draft. And this is one of the reasons why I was stomping so hard in the draft, pre-draft, all that for Jack Campbell, the linebacker out of Iowa, that's
Detroit,
right
yeah.
now doing work in Detroit. Because he
But
was the
Detroit
only
was smart
linebacker.
the way they got him. They were smart the way they
Yeah,
got him.
he was the only linebacker that I saw in the draft with the size,
Yep.
height, size, and range that would like to come downhill and can plug a hole or plug a gap, without no problem. What we did, we went and re-signed Shaq Thompson. I love Shaq Thompson, but Shaq Thompson is not a north-south plug the gap type of linebacker. He never has been, and he never will be.
Yes, sir.
Frankie Louvu will do it every now and then if he's blitzing. He's not coming down from the second level and shooting a gap. He's more effective when he's blitzing, when he's already standing up there mugging the front, or when he's on the outside getting the outside rush. You just need a linebacker, someone that can constantly take on offensive guard, whether it's the left or the right offensive guard, somebody that's trying to climb up to that second level and provide a block and trying to clear a hole for the running back. That nose guard position and that middle linebacker position is imperative for you to have to run that 3-4 defense. And right now we have neither one of those. And that's why every game from week 1 to week 6, you have seen teams gas us right up the middle. Because where do we give up the most yards?
Up
Right
the
up the
gut.
middle.
Up the
In
gut.
between the A gap on the left and the A gap on the right.
So Tony, I would say this, and it has me thinking with adjustments. Let's just say hypothetically, we stop the run. Not saying it's consistent, but people they're gonna try to gash us and we stop it. And then I don't know who the Texans offensive coordinator is, but let's say he has to change the game plan because everybody that I know is not a run first team, but they see the weakness to set up play action or to run first, then pass the ball. If they're not able to run and we stop the run, then that helps with trying to contain CJ Stroud as well. And I'm not going to say it's going to be easy to happen. And I see that move.
Yeah.
Chin won't be playing. I think Chin's out for 6 weeks. So that's
I don't care if he was playing, he ain't can't play no middle
he
linebacker.
don't he don't he don't have enough weight in the hips. He would get
Mm-mm.
trampled every time, every time.
Every time, every time.
But yeah, like I said,
So
I'm with you on that because if we do not stop the run, it's going to be a long day. And I'm hoping
that's
Evero
me.
has changed something up during the bye week. Again, like I said, I said last week with you, it's a refocus. Get your focus back. Know your
Right,
assignment,
right.
know your job, and do your job to your best to the best of your ability.
Well, the three things I had was stop the run, better tackling, and bring pressure and blitzes. Because when you playing against a rookie quarterback, just like we have a rookie quarterback, they can be rattled, they can be confused. So far, it looks like CJ Stroud has been doing a good job.
Hmm.
Well, we just have to keep send. We have to just send enough pressure and blitzes at him to see if he's gonna do a good job Sunday. If not, then we got him. Okay. So I want to go over real quick on some of our team statistics that
Okay.
we have. Okay. And me, I alluded to this last week. Um, like you said, we always talk about what Frank Riley is not doing as far as the play calling, play calling suck. Is he gonna give it up to Thomas Brown? We need a number one wide receiver. We need this, we need that. But my whole thing was we can have all that and we can average 20, 25 points a game. But if you look right here, total on underscoring, total points per game, Carolina is averaging 18.7 points a game, and the opponents is averaging 31. So that tells me in order for us to get a win, we need to at least score 32 points. At least. At least 32 points. That's crazy because I didn't even realize that it was that high. I thought last week it was around like 27 or something like that. We are giving up an average of 31 points a game. That is a recipe for disaster. I don't care who you are. And it just blows my mind that we don't talk enough about the defense as well as we talk about offense because just like you alluded to, Doug, defenses are supposed to win championships. Defenses are supposed to be or are supposed to help you win games. Well, that means the offense can go out there and do all they can do and put up as many points as they like. But if your defense is giving them more points than you can score, you're gonna lose. I don't care how good the offense looks. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. You see the net passing yards per game is about even.
Hmm.
Okay. Passing touchdowns. I think what we have eight. I
Yeah, that's
move
correct.
my
That's correct. You talking about with
yeah
Bryce?
eight.
Yeah, it's 8.
Yeah, eight, and the opponent's 10 sacks yards lost. We have given up 19 sacks for 155 yards. We have sacked the opponent 14 times for 97 yards. Rushing attempts is about even, but look at the rushing yards. Look at the rushing yards. 588 to 866. Yards per
We
attempt
already
rush.
we
Yards per
already
rush
alluded to what
attempt.
the problem is.
4.1 to basically 5 yards a game. And the rushing yards per game, 98 for Carolina, and the opponents are running for 144.3 yards a game. That's crazy. So when you look at that, it tells me that they're not only running on us, they running and passing. Offenses are having a balanced attack when they play against Carolina. That's what I see right there.
You want to know what that's called, Tony? A field day.
0 and 6.
A
Oh,
field
go
day.
ahead.
0-6, a field day. Like it's after, and I want to say somebody in the chat said it. Evero gets a pass, and I don't know why he gets a pass. I never saw it that way. But again, I think even CJ said it in the chat. Everybody wants to put the blame on Frank Wright and Bryce. But when are we gonna sit here and tell that defense as a whole and with the defensive coordinator comes to the front of the church? Because again,
Yeah,
you score all the points that you want, but you're giving up. The numbers don't lie. You're giving up 31 points per game. We don't have the firepower like the Philadelphia Eagles or the Miami Dolphins. Think about
no,
it. Even if we did, the Dolphins defense or the Eagles defense for sure are not giving up 31 points per game. So
you're
it's
right.
almost like a yin and a yang. If you want to give up 31 points, you need to have the personnel on the offense to score 31 points, which we do not have.
Exactly,
So now I
exactly.
understand the reason why Bryce gets most of the blame. But people are not sitting there not booing. I don't want to say booing, but people are not saying, come on, Brian Burns, come on, Frankie Louvu, come on, Von Bell, come on, Dante Jackson. It's always, oh, Bryce isn't doing X, Y, and Z, and they're not looking at it on the defensive side that the defense can't stop a nosebleed right now.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Well, man, look, I'm just going to pray. I'm just going to pray. I'm going to be optimistic. You know, these past few weeks, I haven't had too much optimism in me to give.
Yeah,
But coming off this bye, you know, seeing one of the things that a lot of Panther fans want to see is that Thomas Brown calling the plays now will hopefully give some boost to the offense and give us some confidence to Bryce Young. I just want the defense to plug the necessary holes that they need to plug. I don't care what they have to do. You know, I understand that they're not going to change um the players per se, but you need to change up your scheme a little bit.
correct.
You need to change up the defensive front to help support, you know, stopping the run. You know what I mean? Because right now, what you're doing is not, it's not getting it. It's not being beneficial. It's not being beneficial at all. All right.
Man, I
We got to
promise you,
keep Burns, but he's not playing like a 30 million year player.
I'm with.
Yeah.
I'm with.
Hey,
Did you see
we,
what
we,
Quan
we,
said?
we
I'm so
God don't want nothing to do with it.
I'm so sick of
You
my
know what?
counterpart. I'm telling you, he going through it. He really going through it, y'all. Like I'm for real. You know when you go to Wednesday night prayer meeting or they ask, "Is there you got any prayer requests?" We got to put Quan on it because my guy's going through it bad, man. He's going through it bad right now, man.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna have to get Quan back on the episode because it seemed like he got a lot of stuff he want to get off his chest, and I'm
Beware,
here for it.
beware, because Quan might go a whole goddamn rant. Beware now. That's my guy. I'm letting y'all know. Beware.
Oh man. All right. So listen, we're gonna do my little segment right here. I haven't done it since the end of last year. I did it during
Okay.
the training camp, and that's agree or disagree. So I'm gonna make a series of statements,
Okay.
and you tell me if you agree or disagree with it. All right.
Yes, sir.
So if I say to you, "Duh, Brian Burns will be traded by the deadline," will you agree or disagree?
Disagree.
If I say to you, "Adam Thielen will make the Pro Bowl this year," will you agree or disagree?
He'll be an alternate. Agree.
Okay. If I said to you, "Releasing Marquand McCall was a mistake," would you agree or disagree?
Agree.
We kind of hesitate on
I,
that
I,
one.
I was I was
Okay.
thinking, but I'm gonna do a quick 30-second. The reason why I hesitated is because I'm looking at Evero's scheme. You remember what you just said was scheme with players, and I know
Yep.
as us players looking through a lens, what we see. So that's the reason why I kind of hesitate with that answer. But he could do no worse than what we have right now. So that's why I say agree.
I agree with you too. And just to piggyback off what you said, it trips me out that when they released Marquand McCall, Frank Wright made a statement in the press conference and said that he didn't fit the scheme. Like
Yep.
really, really, he don't fit your scheme. Okay, wow. But that's all I'm gonna say on that one. All right, you ready?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
All right. If I said Doug Chuba Hubbard is running back one, would you agree or disagree?
Agree.
All right. All right. And my trivia question, my trivia question for you. What running back was drafted in the first round of the 96 NFL draft from the Big Ten?
So look, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna get my age. I was only 4. I was only 4 in
Oh,
'96. I
you
was
only
only 4.
four? What?
But answer this: were they a Panther though?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is for Carolina.
You
No,
said
no other team
they were drafted in the first round.
in the first round of the 96 NFL draft.
I can't even because the first running back for me as a Panther fan was when we traded for Stephen Davis. That's the one running back I remember
Stephen
as
Davis.
a kid. But Stephen Davis wasn't a original Panther. We traded for him, so I can't answer that one. I ain't gonna lie to you. I cannot answer that one.
You want me to give you answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Tamunga Biaka Batuka
Oh no, I
out of the
wouldn't even.
University of Michigan.
I wouldn't even. I wouldn't even known that one. Like I said,
Yeah,
I'm. I'm like I said. I've been a Panther fan all my life, born and raised. But whenever you're young, you're watching it, and then for you to understand it, it takes a little time. Right then, because I was a basketball player as a little kid, but
yeah.
with football, like I said, for me, I remember all the quarterbacks we had. I definitely remember Jake. Definitely remember Rodney Pete. Rodney Pete was one of my favorite, even though he didn't produce wins.
A lot of people don't remember Rodney Pete played for us.
I was a
A lot,
huge Rodney
yeah,
Peete fan. Then we had the Jimmy Clausens that I can go down. Like I said, Stephen Davis
right.
is one of my favorite running backs where we traded for to come to Carolina. So
Quiet as kept, Steve. Quiet as kept. You remember we had Rocky Ismail, right?
yes, yes,
Out of Notre Dame.
yes. I
Do
like I
you
said,
know
I
Steve?
know,
Do you know or do you remember or if you have you ever heard of the time when they were in high school? Stephen Davis and Rocket Ismail, and Stephen Davis beat Rocket Ismail in the 100-meter dash.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
Yeah, Stephen Davis had those wheels.
He did.
He'll
But
skate
see,
on you.
I tell you
He'll skate on you.
another running back that I like was Rod Smart. He hate me, and like I said,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was another running back people forget because again, the team that we had when we went to the Super Bowl, he was your special teamers running back and do it all back as well. And then you got, like I said, we can go down the history of players that I like.
Yeah.
No, I did not know 96. I was a 4 year old watching TV, not probably even understanding the name.
Damn.
It was just me going for the team.
Dang you.
I was,
I'm
I
not
was
even
for it.
dang.
I was
All right.
for it.
Well, look, we're about to do the giveaway drawing for the 2 tickets to the game Sunday against the Texans.
Yes, sir.
Remember to subscribe. Also comment with the hashtag Beat Houston. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna give a few minutes for people that haven't seen about the giveaway or know anything about it. Get the opportunity to go ahead and subscribe and comment below with hashtag Beat Houston, and then we're going to do the draw. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Tw- Damn. Doug, I was 23 years old, man.
I already knew I threw you off with that. I knew I threw you off with that whenever
I, I'm like, what? Y'all can't be serious.
I was
Y'all
I
can't be serious. Like Quan said, he was just born 96. Like my daughter was born 95.
I was 4 years old. But yeah, man, like I said, for me, it's just but let me say this first. Definitely, if you guys have not subscribed to Two Fans in the Stands, y'all hit that like button. My guys, I call them my big brothers now because this is like my third time over here. So y'all definitely hit that like
You
button for them.
family, man.
Yeah,
Family.
like I said, y'all definitely hit that like button for them. Turn the notification bell on for them, man. I definitely appreciate them pulling up, man. Allow me to pull up. Like I said, I've talked to Tony, like I think we talked, what was it, like 45 minutes when we were talking
Yeah.
this week, and it was
Last,
just like,
yeah.
yo, I mean, we just caught up behind the scenes. He knew a little bit about me, so like I said, these are two great gentlemen. Love the Panthers, and definitely, like I said, you don't want to miss any content that they drop, man. You don't.
Yeah, we appreciate the love, man. And also if you haven't subscribed to What's Up Doug on YouTube, please subscribe to What's Up Doug on YouTube. Also, Uncle Quan, the Panthers Experience. You gotta subscribe to him as well. Those brothers are putting out great content, doing good work. I get information and ask Doug questions all the time. Since me and CJ, we are both new to this, so and he's always, man, with open arms, willing and able to answer whatever questions we may have. So, like we said, man, you welcome on here anytime. Quan, once he gets therapy and gets out his feelings, he welcome.
Look,
he
like I
he
said,
welcome me anytime too.
I don't know. I don't know what point I'm gonna get tonight when we got this
Oh
NFL tape.
god.
That's how I'm working on the thumbnail right now. Like I said,
Okay.
I already know he gonna be juiced up. But like I said, that's my guy, man. Like I said, that's like you said, family. Me and Quan didn't know each other from a can of paint.
Yeah.
We were working on a project behind the scenes, and now we have taken over a group called JPG. And when I say me and Quana, that's like my little brother. Like if you compare us in size, I'm the bit brother, and that's the little brother. But like I said, that guy
Well, that's
right
like me and CJ. We are first cousins for real, for real. Like his father, my father are brothers.
there. Okay.
And you see us, he about 5'11", 6 feet, and I'm 5'7". So
Yep.
I'm little big cuz and he big little cuz.
Yep.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
how it is. Like I
And
said,
and,
that me and
and it's
Quan.
crazy because I always say I wanted a little brother. Be careful what you wish for, man. Listen, cause him and my sister, they work my damn nerves. You hear me? But hey,
Man,
I love to the moon and back though. I
yeah,
love
like I
to the
said,
moon and back
that's like
though.
with Quan. Like I said, you never know when you come into contact with people in the relationships
He's
that
a damn lie. Tell me he about a foot taller.
you have.
See, see,
You
you
start.
see,
Hey,
you see what
hey,
I'm talking
you
about?
started. I ain't say nothing. You started
Listen. All I did was state the fact. You see, you give somebody an inch, they take a mile. You see what I'm saying?
it.
Boy, I tell you. All right, let's see. It's been about 2-3 minutes now, so let's go ahead and do the giveaway. And make sure if you win, make sure to let us know in the comments that you are here. So if you're not, then we'll do a redraw and pick another winner. So we're going to do the first draw and the winner. If you are still with us, still tuned in, let us know. Um, yeah, let us know that you are still in the chat, and we will contact you here soon and get you those tickets. All right. All right. So went for my behind the scenes producer. I don't need nobody to tell me. Boy, I've been 5'7" ever since high school. Stop playing. See, that's what I'm talking about. When you got tall people in your family, man, like Janelle, CJ, they daughter and they son, all everybody taller than me, dog.
Now that's how it get for me. Like my little cousins, they starting to get up there, and I be like, I don't care, like you 1 or 2 inches. I said this age and experience. I'm like, I know what your little weaknesses are. I had to change diapers. I had to come to the game, so don't let your height get to your head.
All right. Give my producer one minute. Then we're gonna do the drawing. So what you got, Doug? Anything else you want? Anything else you want to talk about? What's your final thoughts? Give me your final
Um,
thoughts while we're waiting on that.
Final thoughts for me would be I've been an advocate for Thomas Brown. I think Thomas Brown's going to shock a lot of people, and it's going to cause an uproar in this fan base. People are going to ask why, from game one, he was not the play caller. Um, like I said, I definitely expect for us to win our first game at home. The crowd's gonna be electric. Having Julius Peppers and Musa Muhammad get into the Ring of Honor, that place is gonna be packed out. You probably gonna see a lot of old
Yeah.
jerseys. Probably gonna see a lot of Pep jerseys for sure. I know a couple
Oh
of
yeah.
old head Panther fans will have some Musa Muhammad, but it's gonna be a lot of Pep jerseys out there. I haven't even packed yet, but I know I'm gonna have that blue Bryce jersey on this weekend. Um, I'm ready for tailgate, ready to engage with fans, ready to just be back home, man. And like I said, get on that plane flight on Tuesday, headed back with a W, getting ready to go for another W next week. So I'm definitely expecting a good showing, great interaction with fans, and great for Bryce to get
That
his first win against CJ Stroud.
Panthers Germany podcast need to go ahead with the bullshit. You know who that is? That's Wiley from Black Cat Panther podcast. Wiley, you need to stop that, man. You need to go ahead and stop that.
Hey Tony, you see that message?
What's that?
what what CJ said. Hey, for everybody, can you please hashtag beat
Oh
Houston
yeah.
so we can have all the names in the drawing for the two ticket giveaway for Sunday's game? Again, hashtag in the chat beat Houston so we can get those names recalibrated so we can put you on the wheel for your chance to win the 2 tickets on Sunday.
Yeah, I really hope we have more than just two. I thought I saw more
Here
than
they go.
that.
They coming. They coming through. I see them in the comments. They coming through.
Okay. Yeah, my final thought for this week, man, is I guess it's kind of like a head scratcher because even though, well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Since Thomas Brown had a hand in building and creating this playbook, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much more of a difference do you think we're going to see as far as the play calling if the playbook is still the same? Now I know we haven't seen everything out of the playbook,
Mm-hmm.
but do you think it's going to be that much more do you think it's going to be that much more different than what we've seen thus far?
So for me is I think Frank Wright also had his hand in that playbook. And I think Frank Wright was only calling the plays that he was comfortable with. I don't even think we even opened
Mm,
the whole playbook up because I'll allude to this. If there's a different play sheet that Thomas Brown is calling on and it's bigger than just a sheet of paper and it's about this wide, that's going to tell me another thing that we were not utilizing our whole playbook.
okay. All right. All right. So the producer is ready, so we're gonna get ready to go ahead and do the giveaway.
All right.
All right. So now we're gonna spin the wheel.
336 Boston.
336 Boston is the
Congrats.
winner of the 2 ticket giveaway for Sunday's game against the Texans. Congratulations, 336 Boston. Now, don't forget to leave a message in the chat to let us know that you are still in the chat, and we're going to reach out to you and get you those tickets.
Yes, sir. Congrats, man.
Yeah, congrats. What Tony, you want to lose draft status for what? What you mean? What you mean, Wiley? Lose draft stats for what do you mean? Hell, we already don't have a first round draft pick. I don't think we can lose anything more than that. Like shit. Right now, we got the first pick in the second round. That's what it looks like. We ain't got nothing to lose.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. So why'd you have to say that? That's a, man. You know when you just sit back and listen to reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fact.
All right, 336 Boston. We're gonna have our producer reach out to you and get those tickets to you, man. We hope that you go to the game Sunday. Enjoy it. Enjoy the Ring of Honor inductions of Musin Muhammad and Julius Peppers as well. So all is not lost come Sunday, because we'll still see two of our legends get inducted into the Ring of Honor. So if all else fails, we at least have that to lean on.
I would say this. Do you think? And this is a question I'll ask you. Do you think Julius Peppers is a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
yes, I do. Julius Peppers is what, number 3 on the all-time sack list.
Mm-hmm.
He's like in the top 4. Like I don't know how you can argue against with his number. I don't know how you can argue against his numbers. If you
Mm-hmm.
was making an argument, I don't know what that would be. So yeah, I think he's a first round Hall of Famer.
Yes,
Yes, I
sir.
do.
Hey,
I
if
saw
go ahead.
no, I was saying I saw on Twitter a couple days ago, and somebody was asking why Cam Newton hasn't been mentioned in the hall, inducted to the
From
Hall of
retiring, yeah.
Fame. He hasn't retired yet.
He
He
got a
has not officially retired from the NFL, so he can't be inducted into the Ring of Honor.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So until he do that, he can't do nothing but what he's doing.
Exactly. Hey, if our behind the scenes person can drop the "What's Up, Doug" link for me, we will be live this afternoon at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. NFL takes. Hopefully, CJ and Tony can pull up in the chat for us. We'll be going over Thursday night football. We'll do a quick
What time is it?
7:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'm actually making a thumbnail right now. I'm almost done. Um, and we'll be doing NFL takes. Talk about Thursday night football, Buccaneers versus the Bills. Hopefully, everybody's a Bills fan tonight. We'll do a little preview of what Quan and myself are looking forward to being in the building for Sunday's big time game, Hall of Honor game, and also tell you where you can find us. We'll definitely be doing vlogs, and we'll be going live on Sunday. Also for 336 Boston, I will be at the game. I told Tony and CJ that I would love to take a picture for them with you so they can post it on their community. So you can either get in contact with them and Tony can get in contact with me, or I can get in contact with you so I can take that picture for them so they can post it in their community for their family subscribers going to the game for the Hall of Honor game as well.
Yeah. I appreciate that, though. We'll get that information for you and definitely relay that information to you. Like I said, we're going to reach out to 336 Boston and
Mm-hmm.
get him those tickets. Hopefully by the end of the day. All right. So, there anything else before we get out of here, man?
No, like I said, I definitely appreciate you guys. Um, like I said, I'm really hoping for a win on Sunday. I think it'll be a great turn of events if we do get that win on Sunday. And keep pounding. Like I said, appreciate my guy CJ, appreciate my guy Tony. You guys know anytime I'm willing to fill in for CJ or you, Tony. Again, if you guys have not subscribed to What's Up, Doug, you don't want to miss the content that we have coming out November 9th. I've told Tony that date is a big date for What's Up, Doug, and the Panthers experience. That is our Thursday night game with the Bears versus Chicago. You do not want to miss that live. We will be doing a small giveaway also at What's Up, Doug. If we do get to 1,000, that will be the big giveaway on November 9th. I already see what he said. He trolling now. I ain't even worried about it. He trolling now. So again, I definitely appreciate them, and I definitely appreciate these gentlemen always inviting me to give my thoughts and my expertise on the team and our Panthers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, thank you for watching Two Fans in the Stands. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn those post notification bells.
Yes, sir.
Until then, Panthers Nation, keep pounding.
Keep pounding. Y'all stay blessed.